Hey guys, welcome to my first video on the channel. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be taking a look at a game called Witchfire. It is a first-person looter extractor roguelike. It's the best way to describe it. I've mucked about a little bit on my own off recording, but I thought it's a quality game, it's worth showcasing, and I've just started up the YouTube channel and I figured it's a perfect game to showcase to you guys so we can all have a look together. Let's get into it.
A war rages between the witches and the remnants of humanity ruled by the church. Despite the numbers advantage, the church and its armies keep losing territories to witches and their foul magic.
So the main premise of the game is going to be told hit to us here now anyway, but the witch is causing all these sort of weird creatures to come and attack the planet, and you are called a prayer and you have some of those magical abilities yourself, and you have to like counter the witch's enemies and mobs that it throws at you essentially.
In a distant land controlled by one of the witches, papal scouts discover a wreckage of a ship that had been lost for several centuries. It carried a valuable artifact, one that could change the course of the conflict. Only witch hunters called prayers can face a witch and live. You are one of them, anointed by the Pope himself to recover the artifact. After a long and arduous journey, low on witchfire that gives you unnatural powers, and with most of your belongings lost, you arrive at the destination.
So here we are, getting to choose our starting prayer. So you have different traits based on who you like, which sort of class that you pick, archetype if you will. So we've got Butcher, strong, heals quickly, has the stamina of a much younger man, fearless in battle, what lesser men mistake for anger and rashness. The Hunter, a cunning fighter with steady hand and no ego. The mission is the only thing that matters, everything else is a mere distraction. We've got a Slayer, finds twisted delight in wielding witchcraft to dispatch the witch-made abominations, agile with a talent for close-range combat. Shadow respects witch magic enough to avoid unnecessary risks, why slit throats when a bullet from the shadows achieves the same end. A saint, an avid student of the Fanes, as Publilius Cyrus noted, against a lucky man even gods are powerless. And then Penitent, a haunted man cursed by his past and oblivious to the shadows looming in the future. Warning, not recommended for beginners. So I assume they go up in difficulty. I have only tried, I think it was the shadow that I started previously, and when you click it does go into more detail. So yeah, it was the shadow I started with before. He starts with a bolt action rifle, which is really nice. Slayer starts with a little machine pistol. Hunter starts with an auto rifle. So as I say, I did start with a shadow before. I might go for someone different this time. Start with a Hunter. Basically it just changes what your starting stats are. It doesn't really change too much, and then whatever your starting equipment is, it doesn't change too much with regards to the gameplay itself. So here we are. As I say, it is a first person looter extractor. The movement is very Apex Legend-esque with the sliding. You've got a dash as well. In here we have the Apothecary, which is where we use Angelica, which is a plant found in the map to brew our healing elixirs. So you see that one Angelica creates multiple elixirs at a time. And as you progress through the game, you get the ability to carry more elixirs at each time. You can only carry the one to begin with. You'll notice that my stamina is quite high, but my vitality, they call it in this game, my health is quite low with this class. And then we come into the Sanctuary, and what you'll notice is there's this big floating mirror right in front of us to begin with, which we can't actually interact with as of yet because we can't comprehend the magic. This is where we enhance our gear. So we've not been out into the world, so we can't enhance it yet. Again, this is where we equip our gear. So here we can have 3 weapon slots: primary, secondary, and demonic. Now the primary and the secondary don't have to be main weapon, sidearm. It can be like a long rifle or a sniper or auto rifle, as in here, and then a pistol, or it can be a shotgun, it can be a sniper in your secondary. The demonic weapons are only able to go into the demonic weapon slot. For our spells, as I say, light spell, heavy spell, we don't currently have any on this class at the moment. And then you have relic, fetish, and ring. Now these become available a little bit later on, but our relic that we started with a tooth found among witches' ashes. Critical shots on full health enemies ignite them. And what happens is you see that the 2 increased power part. So when you get kills with that weapon equipped, and then you get a second Mysterium incantation, which is a random drop from the enemies, you can then use that to upgrade your gear over here. And the reason it's like a roguelike is because it's completely random as to what upgrades your weapons get. It's completely random as to how they progress, and whether they unlock powerful upgrades or whether they unlock like mid upgrades. And then with this mirror as well, again, we can't use it just yet, so I'll explain it a bit more when we can. But you spend gold that you earn on each of your runs to then do research into different weapons and attachments and rings and the such that's part of your gear, so that you can then start to fill up these slots as you carry on. Then the only other thing to show you for now is the Ascension Shrine, which is where you spend your Witchfire, which is the currency of this game, your souls if you will, if you think like a Dark Souls game, and you spend those here to upgrade your traits. Now, similarly to Souls-like and a roguelike, when you are on an expedition, if you do not escape with your life, then you lose all of the Witchfire, which are your ascension points that you have attained on that run. And on your next run, if you go to the same location, you can get back to your death site and recollect the stuff that you earned on the previous. But obviously you need to ensure that you don't die again. If you die again, then you have your gravestone for your most recent death and the Witchfire you lost on that life, not your previous. So we need to uncover the secrets of the Wailing Tower, which is in an area where even the witch's power falters. Or we can gather some Witchfire and treasures and use portals to escape back to the Hermitorium, which is our main base, which is where we level up, research, upgrade our gear, and come back stronger. So as you notice, we come into the map, and it's pinpointed where the dangerous areas are. So we've got dangerous area, highly dangerous area, and then over here, an extremely dangerous area. We've also got this, which is the Wailing Tower, which you can see in the distance. That's what our primary task is. This is an ammo chest, and these are the portals for how we escape. So this entry portal that we came in through here, if I just move away from it for a sec, that's our arrival portal. It does stay open for 5 minutes once you first come in, so if you need to quickly get out because you've gone against a really dangerous enemy right from the start, or you've accidentally gone in with the wrong equipment, then you can leave through that portal that you came through, but only for the first 5 minutes of the game. Once that shuts, that one is then shut. You need equipment or the such to open it back up again. These ones do stay open for the entire time, or they open when you get near them. This one is single use. Once it's open, it becomes your next starting point. This one you can use multiple times, but it is an itinerant portal, which means, as it says, it periodically releases additional enemies, so that's why you can't just stay on the map for an unlimited amount of time, because it does just continue to spew enemies at you. So now we've got 2 gold, that's the stuff that we can use at that mirror when we can, and here we have our first enemy. So this guy over here is a goon, and then we've got these hollow wretches. Now, a massive factor of this game is because it's a roguelite, it is a very much like a bullet storm sort of game. So notice the further in that you get, obviously the more difficult it gets, you end up having to do bullet dodge, this, that and the other, because there's constantly stuff coming towards you. So once you clear an area, such as we have just here, our Witchfire becomes a manifestation. And what that does is that then gives you the ability to unlock one of your level ups for your run. So you can see that there is a total of 7 here. So this one here, you'll notice, is locked behind a white raven feather, which you unlock from chests. We haven't unlocked any chests other than an ammo chest at the moment, so we don't have any of those. So these are our 2 level ups that we can choose from. Once you've selected it, it's awoken. That's it. You cannot then change it throughout. So we have elemental firepower. Killing an enemy affected by an elemental magic temporarily boosts weapon damage. Now we don't have any elemental magic because we don't currently have any magic spells attributed to us. So 2 critical hits in a row conjure an extra bullet in the magazine. That would be way more beneficial to us. So let's head this way now. That noise always throws me off because it reminds me of the noise from Remnant, where an elite is spawning, but it's actually just you entering a new area off the map. You see we're at the poor distance there. Took a shot at us, so we dodged sideways. And then yeah, again, that's us clearing this area. So we can absorb the manifestation, and this is how we level up. You'll notice as well down the side, it's got different classes. So this is a weapon upgrade, this one is a spell upgrade. As you get further into the game, you do unlock prophecy slots, so that you can force it to be certain things. Let's just go critical burn. Again, neither of those are really that beneficial to us. I think we head up this way instead now. You do have a double jump. Obviously you do have the dodge slide. You do have the dodge. The dash is only surface dash. You cannot dash in the air. I don't know if that's something you can unlock at a later point or not. Yeah, you see we've just entered the crypt and that noise started, but it always makes me think that there's an elite spawning. Gunplay feels really nice though. So you can chain like your jump dashes, sorry, your jumps. You can chain your jumps and your dashes into your shooting. There's no accuracy loss from moving whilst you're shooting. Collect that. That little symbol above this guy's head means he's one of the ones who's come out of that yellow portal and spits out enemies. So you see it's just there. You can see down the bottom it says that we were opening the portal as well. So they do take a couple of seconds to open. So you can't just get them and open them immediately. You do need to be in the vicinity for a while for it to actually open. Let's go for fast weapon reload and then we'll head on up to this one. So that was a highly dangerous area. We're going into another highly dangerous area. So the different tiers of how dangerous an area is dependent either based on the number of enemies or how difficult the enemies are. So these woodsmen here, they're very, very easy to kill. They do start like a poison, so you probably shouldn't get too close. But you'll notice that that was 2 there, and then we've just had another 5 spawn on the map around us. One thing you do need to be careful of is there's some enemies that can teleport. So you need to be on constant watch to notice if they've spawned behind you, or if they've moved behind you. These guys shoot homing missiles. To make sure that you're on constant lookout for that. It's one of those ones where you almost need eyes in the back of your head, because it's just there's so much going on all at once. But let's head up this hill towards the tower. There we go, path to the tower. Here are a couple of guys over here. This is a vault. There's multiple of them on each of the maps. We don't have a high enough gnosis level, which is essentially our understanding of the witch's magic. It's a way that you level up periodically that's not attached to your direct attributes, but each time you up your gnosis level, you increase the difficulty of the game. So you don't necessarily increase the enemy's health, that stays the same regardless. It doesn't scale as you scale, but what it does do is it will put more enemies on the map. The higher your gnosis level, it will unlock different enemies that you might not have come across as of yet, and therefore make it more difficult because you're then unlocking more difficult enemies. And you'll also unlock different areas of the map and different maps to go to. As I say, we are on the Island of the Damned. It's the only one that we can do as of yet. Once our gnosis level becomes higher, we'll be able to unlock different areas to travel to. We don't really need more stamina, we've got plenty, so we'll do this. There are these around the map as well, Witchfire chunks. Again, this is a portal. This is a much quicker opening portal because this is our single use one. So we can step into that and leave now with the stuff that we've collected already, but I feel like we might as well carry on. But we do need to go and get this ammo before we head on to that really dangerous area. And we also want to do this. So you notice that spawned some enemies in front of us because we inspected. And these are the guys I was telling you about. Teleport. So we're actually out of ammo now, but look at that. He could have done that to behind me. We would have then been in a spot of trouble. I mean, we're in a spot of trouble now anyway because we are out of ammunition. So we might need to run down and get this ammo chest that we'd already marked. So the enemies generally tend to stay low-ish to where they spawn. I've not had any chase me massively across the map yet. Like, they follow you for a bit, but if you get enough distance, then they end up tending to leave you where you are. So if you do get in a spot of bother, you can just like run away, as we have just done here. Come down here, grab this ammo. Now we're in a much better spot to get back up there and take these guys out, unlock the Wailing Tower. These guys have long rifles that they shoot at you, so you just have to be wary of the projectile. If you can take them out quick enough, then they don't actually have the opportunity to shoot at you. Right, so then let us head down to this extremely dangerous area. Staff blessed by the Holy Spirit. Scepters like this were forged to extract magic from dying witches, serving as powerful artifacts and symbols of the cleansing flame. This one, however, seems to be more decorative than functional. So this is that extremely dangerous area. We've got multiple enemies coming towards us. As far as I can tell, when the screen shakes like that, it means that there's enemies spawning nearby. 33 rounds. See, like that, they jump behind you. You need to make sure you're constantly on your toes, watching your mini-map. Where is this guy going? Right, we've got 16 rounds, and I think he's from the portal, so we don't necessarily have to kill him. I mean, we should. That's the important one. Luckily, once you go into here, it does pause, so you don't take damage. Let's go for that. We are out of ammunition, so we're going to have to melee this guy to death. And we don't have our powered melee, as I was saying before. But it's fine. Oh, and he did drop us 9 bullets, which is nice. So, that was the final area cleared, which was our Statue of a Warrior quest. We can now head back up this way. We can give the staff to this guy. There we go. And that has opened our Wailing Tower. So in here, again, we need a higher Gnosis level for all of these around the outside. We can collect these notes. Kane is not returned as I feared. I warned him of his unreadiness. I've sealed his passage and assured his protection. Join me in the Hermitorium. Fire Breather's Trick. So this is one of our magic, one of our spells, and we now have the new location, Scarlet Coast, so we can use the portal in our main base to get there. Now there are red dots here which are symbols of enemies, but again we do need a higher Gnosis level, which is pretty much everything bar this supply chest done. So we'll head down to that, as we do now have a couple of supply chest keys. So we'll head on down that way, hopefully not see too many enemies on the way, and then we will portal out. Now there is full damage, but it's quite generous. Plus you have your second jump, so you can stem your fall if you need to. Nice quick easy way down. There we go, we've got medium Witchfire chunks, so that works similarly to souls that you use from your inventory in Dark Souls. And then again, our entry portal over here is actually the closest for us to get to, but it has closed now, we can't get to that one. So we will need to run our way all the way back up to the top. We are back at our portal, opening it, and we are stepping into our portal. So that is us with a successful escape, 54 kills. We missed an event. Not sure what that is, and we also missed 2 chests, but we did escape with 14,727 Witchfire and 8 gold, and then all of these chunks here. And obviously we don't have any research going on yet because we haven't unlocked the mirror. But once we get back to our Hermitorium, we can chuck our Angelica into our brewing station to get some more healing elixirs, and then we can ascend at the Ascension Shrine using the Witchfire that we have collected on that escape. So let's brew these. Nice little stash of elixirs now. Let's head up the stairs here. And you'll see top left, it does tell you what you can do after each run. So let's head into here, and we can unlock the power of our auto rifle Ricochet, as we have gotten enough kills with it. And we can also equip our light spell Fire Breath. So if we head over to here and enhance our gear, so we can select Ricochet. So this is its base parameters, and then when you unveil its Mysterium, that attributes a trait to it. So up to 3 enemies can be tagged while ADSing. Shooting one will ricochet the bullets to the others. The link breaks on reload or when all targets die. Then you can unlock it again with the Mysterium 2, a second Mysterium, and you have to again get kills and have enough of this done to unlock the second one. So then we can come over and we can ascend here. This is where we'll spend our Witchfire. So let's get a little bit of extra HP because we did almost die. That has put us to level 7, so we can now use our workshop, which is this mirror. So what we can do here is, if you can see this letter, then the mirror works properly, and we can support you in the godly work of cleansing our lands of filth. Your needs are our priority. However, if you care to share them, bits of your undoubtedly deserved spoils would help us gather the necessary components faster and motivate our gunsmiths to work even harder. So what we can do is we can, as I said, use the gold that we earn through our runs to then do research on a weapon or a spell, or at later date rings or orbs and this and the other. So we do only have the one mid-range weapon, which is our rifle, our auto rifle. I think it'd be beneficial to have a long-range weapon as well, because our ricochet will serve close range and long range. We don't really have any close range and mid-range. We don't really have anything for long range. We've just got on a light spell, so we don't need anything for that. So what we'll do is we'll pop this research on, and then what you'll notice is I'm not actually going to start the next run as of yet, but if we head back down to the portal, we say start a new expedition. It says down here workshop research, and that is currently active. So as you're in the game, you see it's got 0 out of 20, so that's 20 minutes. So you need to be playing the game for 20 minutes on an expedition, real time, for that research to go through. So if our next run takes us 18 minutes, we'll then still have 2 minutes left, so we'll have to do another run. Once that run is done, we'll be able to then unlock this weapon because the research has been complete once we reach that 20-minute mark. That will then give us a random long-range weapon. It could be a bolt-action rifle, it could be one with a scope, it could be one without a scope. That will be completely random, which is what makes it roguelike. And that's how you unlock different weapons throughout the game. That's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you for joining me on my first video. I do hope you like the content. If you do, please consider hitting the like and subscribe, and we can continue playing through the game together. Cheers, have a good one.